Welcome to WTOL 11 Plus. I'm Michael Sandlin. New details today in a homicide investigation out of Toledo with a possible link to a missing persons case in Findlay. According to Toledo police, an 18-year-old was shot and located in an alley in South Toledo on the 500 block of Congress Street. He was taken to UTMC where he later died. There is also a missing person case out of Hancock County. The person in that case shares the same name, and Findlay City Schools says he's a student at their high school. We've reached out to the Findlay police and Toledo police to confirm that both cases are connected. As soon as we learn new details, we'll update you on WTOL11.com. To a story you're only going to see right here on WTOL 11. An arrest video from December created a stir on social media. After WTOL 11 started asking questions, Sandusky police decided to hold a news conference in order to explain why officers seem to be aggressive when arresting a man. We're the only local news outlet at this news conference.
I'm tasing, watch out. Oh, watch out, back up, back up. Watch out.
The complaints rolled in after video of an arrest in Sandusky was uploaded to Facebook.
Who's this mother?
But according to Chief Jared Oliver, the video doesn't tell the whole story.
It's just transparency. I just want to make sure whatever incident is out there is accurately described. There's a lot of things that led up to that video that was on social media, and I thought it was important to show the public what led up to that situation.
WTOL 11 started asking the tough questions as Sandusky PD held a news conference to explain their side of the story. Why were officers punching and tasering 28-year-old Scotty Scott? Why was he being arrested? And is the Sandusky community at peace with the police chief's version of the events?
It's not okay for what the actions that they committed, and it's trying to be justified. We have to stand up and fight for this or nothing's going to happen.
Scott was being arrested on multiple outstanding warrants, including a probation violation and second-degree robbery. When an officer tried to handcuff him, he took off. Eventually, an officer caught up and tried to put Scott in cuffs, but police say Scott unholstered the officer's taser and tased the officer in the leg. That's when the controversial body cam video begins, showing multiple officers joining in to subdue Scott, who was actively resisting. Brittany Penfield, Scotty's girlfriend and a witness to the arrest, still thinks police were excessive.
You didn't show all the tapes. You didn't show how the officer held a taser to his chest. It doesn't matter if it wasn't activated. He did that out of laughing. They thought it was a laughing matter. That was police brutality.
We asked a commissioner with the city of Sandusky if today's news conference answered his questions.
If you're willing to be transparent and you're willing to let folks know, here's what I see, here's what we're going to do about it, then you can move on in a positive direction. But if you're not willing to do that, and in this case, the chief did that. He did exactly that. So I'm pleased with how he handled that.
Scotty Scott was booked on 16 different criminal charges. He pled not guilty to charges on December 30th and is back in court again next Friday. Chief Jared Oliver says he'll wait for the commander in charge of the investigation to send him a report, and at that point, he'll determine if the officers involved will face any discipline. Starting tomorrow, Secor Road between Lasky and McGregor will be closed. This is due to a sewer line project. The Department of Transportation says the road will be closed Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 5 throughout the end of the month. There will also be a detour from Lasky to Talmadge to Alexis. There's a push right now to have the entire Maumee City government recalled from their positions. But first, organizers have to secure enough signatures to get the recall on the ballot. There were 2 different recall drives happening across Maumee, at the Lucas County Rec Center and the Courtyard Marriott on Dussel Road. Organizers say the goal is to get at least 30% of registered voters in Maumee to sign the petitions.
We feel like they have not been transparent, that have not been, they've been providing us with a lot of misinformation, and it feels like they're not doing their jobs properly when they come up with these emergency ordinances that dump so much expense onto the residents of Maumee.
The recall would impact 6 members of Maumee City Council as well as the Maumee mayor. The Ohio State Senate recently announced a law that will give students time off for a Hindu holiday. The law gives Hindu students a holiday for Diwali and 2 other holidays per school year, giving students who practice Hinduism a chance to practice the Festival of Lights with their families without worrying about classes. The Hindu Temple of Toledo says the Hindu community is thankful of the Ohio legislators recognizing a very important part of their culture.
Ohio has started to become a very diverse community, represents multiple religions, multiple cultures, and Diwali is just one piece in that mosaic. and acknowledging Diwali as a festival for a big chunk of the Hindu community.
State Senator Niraj Antani, representing Montgomery County, announced the law this past December. He is Ohio's first Hindu-American elected official. Well, in case you missed it, the best of the best came to Toledo yesterday. The experts in spikes, digs, sets, and topspin. Photojournalist Hunter Huffman takes us to the Glass City Gauntlet.
The Glass City Gauntlet is a junior volleyball tournament. It has teams ranging from 10 to 18 years old. We have 239 teams that were signed up and registered that made it here, which grew. Last year we had an event and I think we were at about 128 teams, so it nearly doubled.
We're excited. We still have teams downtown, and we've had to use 4 sites around the Toledo area, different schools and volleyball club gyms to help accommodate all the teams. So we're excited about the growth. It's been pretty fun. You're going to see a lot of teams that are figuring things out. It's our first tournament of the club season, but they're learning. You see teams getting to know each other. You see them starting to gel, starting to find that chemistry, playing a little better together.
It's not just we're going to one gym with one court and you're just not playing the people from down the street. You get to play teams from other states, other countries, and that's always super cool.
Let's go Lakeside!
Between the team atmosphere, the extra things going on, getting to see your friends, people you played against in high school, seeing what their teams look like, what clubs they're playing for, it's just a fun, competitive first weekend.
Volleyball is growing as a sport, I would say, across the country. It's always been pretty big across the world, but I think the U.S. has really started to take notice of volleyball.
The collegiate moved to primetime TV. The viewer numbers are out. Volleyball is a hot sport in the country right now. And this is just a small part of it, but all of these kids get to see those athletes on TV, those pro leagues on TV, get to see their idols that they want to grow up to be like and play like. And you definitely feel the buzz in the gym.
I just think it's exciting to see young players continue playing the game that I used to play and now I don't. It's just nice to see them have fun with it. And I know playing with those same teammates, you get really close and then you really do become best friends, and I know that that's super fun.
A lot of people will make changes to their lives since the start of the year. Maybe that's going to the gym or putting more money into your savings account, but some say it can also be a time to end romantic relationships. Andre Norrells explains.
From I do to I'm done. A possible sentiment this time of year for couples who might be ready to call it quits, but not for Jennifer and David Crowley. They've been married for 35 years.
Loved her to death and couldn't live without her. So.
Aww.
And why'd you say yes?
Same. Couldn't live without her.
But after going through dozens of holiday seasons together, they say they can see why some might want to end it.
Because the holidays were rough.
Maybe, yeah.
They didn't get diamond earrings,
Yeah, right. Didn't get what they wanted.
They got like a vacuum cleaner.
The co-director of the National Center for Family and Marriage Research at Bowling Green State University says the holidays can be a moment of realization for couples.
We like to think of the holiday season in a positive light, but it also puts a lot of pressure on people. And that's many times when we see those stressors and strains appear.
And Dr. Brown says with the new year coming right after the holiday season, well, it's just a perfect storm.
The new year is a time for reflection and for many people goal setting. And so in that sense, many people may have decided enough is enough. They're ready to move on and it's time to call it quits.
And the Crowleys say for some, it could be worth trying to work through the hard times.
Real conversations, don't avoid them. Just go in there, do the hard work, and it'll pay off.
For them, they say they think they'll survive this divorce day.
Probably make it through this one. Next year we'll worry about it.
Next year, maybe not.
The 82nd Golden Globes Award show is just hours away. The show, called Hollywood's Biggest Party, is the official kickoff to award season. Dania Backus has more from the red carpet in Beverly Hills.
Celebrities are starting to arrive to walk the red carpet, and the stage is set for the 82nd Golden Globes Awards.
The Golden Globes definitely sets a tone. They bring the fun, and if they deliver the fun, then everyone feels like they're in their zone. Award season is going to be great.
Tonight, comedian and actress Nikki Glazer will make history as the first solo female host.
It's like a cool distinction to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of neat. But it feels cool because as a feminist, I love to kind of do trailblazing things as a woman.
The red carpet is buzzing with excitement as anticipation builds for tonight's party of the year. Celebrities will be served a gourmet dinner and lots of champagne as the awards are handed out.
Are you English?
Netflix's Emilia Perez leads the film categories this year with 10 nominations, including Best Comedy or Musical.
What an unbelievably audacious movie. Like, when you see a movie poster and it says bold, original, those words were made for Emilia Perez.
Why are you doing this?
We're gonna get a star.
On the television side, The Bear leads with 5 nominations, followed by Only Murders in the Building and Shogun with 4 nominations each. Aquafina, Coleman Domingo, Demi Moore, Nicolas Cage, Jeff Goldblum, and Elton John are just a few of the presenters at this star-studded event. Danya Backus, CBS News, Beverly Hills, California.
Want to see more breakdowns of our viral trends and 60-second stories? Check out our WTOL 11 social media pages over on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Now let's go ahead and get a check of the forecast. Meteorologist John Birchfield. John?
While a more significant winter storm system affects the Ohio Valley, the impacts here at home are going to be fairly minimal and light in nature. We're expecting snow showers late tonight with a chilly breeze developing heading into your Monday. Overall, minor accumulations are possible, mostly south of Toledo, closer to the Route 30 corridor, and also near the lake shore. That is where snow accumulations are going to be the most likely. 28 degrees with some on and off snow showers heading into your Monday. Northeast winds sustained at 10 to 20, may gust to 25 miles an hour, could cause a little bit of lake enhancement of that snow off Lake Erie. So when we're expecting snow Sunday night into Monday, light snow is going to be the most prevalent far south of the Toledo area. And if you are heading south, if you have travel plans towards Columbus, Dayton, or Cincinnati, there's going to be some big impacts there. If the kids are heading back to school tomorrow, not expecting significant delays in the Toledo metro, but some areas far south like Ottawa and Findlay could see some minor travel disruption. Dry weather over the course of your Sunday evening. A few flurries starting to creep in down near Lima, but overall most of the snow is going to miss us to the south. That strong area of low pressure is producing a swath of Ohio River Valley snow, and that pink color shows you a wintry mix and freezing rain on the far southern end of this system. An abundance of winter weather alerts with winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, and back towards Wichita, blizzard warnings shown by that red color. There are over 1,300 miles worth of weather alerts stretching all the way from the plains towards the nation's capital. This will be a very far-reaching storm system. Across the Buckeye State, winter weather advisories for central Ohio, winter storm warnings for the southern part of the state, but you'll notice no active weather alerts here at home, and that nearest winter weather advisory just south of our area. It's going to be a near-miss storm system with the biggest impacts felt far to the south. So let's break down the hour-by-hour timeline. By about midnight, a few snow showers could start to creep up into far north central and northwestern Ohio. Overnight tonight, as you're sleeping, light snow developing. There is going to be that northeast wind off the lake that could cause a bit of snow in locations like Sandusky, Erie, and Seneca counties. And then by Monday afternoon, that low is going to quickly skirt off to the east coast. Any remaining snow flurries are going to be on the departure by the afternoon time frame. Snowfall totals for the Toledo Metro, just a coating to 1 inch, not anything to write home about. 1 to 2, up to 3 inches of snow, maybe possible far south and then southeast, stretching up towards Port Clinton and Sandusky. And of course, those higher amounts going to be down towards Columbus, Cincinnati, and Dayton, where 5 to 10